Hey babes, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Jay. So in today's video I decided to go ahead and create another summertime look. I gave you guys one last week and I promised you guys that I will do another one since summer is almost over and I barely had uploaded any summertime makeup look. So I'm like, you know what, I got one in and I probably got time for another one, so I decided to go ahead and create this one. So without further ado, let's just skip the chit chat and get right into it. Okay, so as we can see here, hold on, you see that my skin is glowing a little bit more than in the last video. Remember, I was complaining and it's glowing a little bit more, and I'm going to show you guys the product that I use and the reason why it is glowing. So I'm starting off my eyebrows, of course, with my NYX brow gel. But guys, I really need my pencil back. Like you know, in my last video, if you watched my last summertime video, I was looking for my eyebrow pencil and I couldn't find it. So I was like, okay, let me just use my gel. So I was like, this is gonna be a one-time thing and I'm gonna remember next time to either find my brow pencil or buy another one. And now here comes my next video and I still don't have my brow pencil, so I had to go ahead and use the brow gel. But as you can see, I'm literally using like residue from the brush, not literally like old pomade, but I just took a little bit and I'm literally just like brushing it through my brows because I really do miss my pencil, my eyebrow look. Like I don't really want the heavy Instagram brow anymore. I say that, but I might switch it up, who knows. But yeah, that's why I'm taking really light strokes. Not only that, my pomade, my NYX eyebrow gel is dried out, so I have to do this. Next, of course, I'm going to take my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, my go-to concealer for everything. If I could find another concealer that meets this one, I will surely show it to you guys and be like, hey, this concealer is the thing, just like Born This Way. It's just super full coverage. Like, I love it so much. It's full coverage, it's matte. If you're one of the girlies where you just like full coverage, matte, photo filter, you know, very Barbie type of look, you don't care to be like natural this, natural that, if you're one of those people, you will love this concealer. If you haven't tried it already, I don't know what you're waiting for. So yeah, I really love this concealer, and I know you might be looking at it like, that looks a little bit too light for her. This is my concealer color. If you're new here, hi. Jay is currently on a medication called Accutane for her acne. So my face is kind of dry. That's why it looks dry and textured a little bit. And that causes my skin on my face to look darker. Now I know you probably like, I don't see that. Her face doesn't look darker than her body to me, but it is. Like, it's making even my hand look light, guys, and my hand naturally is so much darker than my face, but because now my face is darker than the rest of my body, it's making my hand look so light. That's how I know my face is darker. And like I said before, I've heard people say that, like, you know, oh, it's gonna make your face darker if you are a person of color. So I was prepared for it, but now, you know, I still use my same concealer and I make my foundation match like my chest, neck area instead of just my jawline. And now I am taking a dense fluffy brush to go ahead and blend out that concealer under my eyebrows. I love to take a dense brush or like a fluffy eyeshadow brush to blend out my concealer. To me, it helps much more than just using a flat brush. I also like to go ahead and do this when I am applying like eyeshadow primers, eyeshadow bases, and eye paints, you know, like the P. Louise paints. I love to use a fluffy brush. I just feel like it blends out so much better. Speaking of my eyeshadow bases, here we go, going in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base. Now, I could have went in with every single color, a yellow one, a blue one, a green one. But I was like, you know what? The white one, listen, it does the trick, okay? You could just use one color. Listen, when you see a bunch of makeup artists, makeup enthusiasts, stuff like that, and they have like tons of products, if you are a beginner or you're someone on a budget, don't think, this is why, you know, I tell you guys, don't think that you need every single thing that they use, because you don't. Yes, I could have went in with a blue, a yellow, and a green one, but look, this white base makes the color pop. Like, it's the same thing, it's white, so you can't go wrong. Whatever eyeshadow you use on it, it's gonna work because it's a white one. You can either get the white one or the one that matches your skin tone, like your concealer color, and it's gonna work for you. And I promise you, your eyeshadows will still be popping on top of that. Okay, so as you guys can see, I took a flat brush to apply it, and then again, just like my concealer, I'm taking a fluffy brush to go ahead and blend that out and just make sure that everything is blended and I have no patches. Okay, and now I'm taking my Be Perfect Carnival XL palette, and I know y'all probably like, girl, this is like one of your favorite palettes. Listen, I was gonna use another palette, I promise you, even though this palette does has me in a chokehold. I was gonna use another palette, but the yellow on there was like a mustard yellow, and I was like, no, we need bright summery time, you know, yellow. We need sun yellow, outside yellow. So yes, I went in with my palette again. Okay, I promise you, I'm gonna use other palettes, but this palette, definitely my favorite, or just palettes from Be Perfect period are my favorite. So I went in with the color Keen, and then I went in with the color Ecstasy, and I'm just patting those into place, okay, before I go ahead and blend them into each other. And while me doing this, guys, you know what I thought about, like, for my girls that have been doing makeup for a minute now, you guys know, you guys remember how, like, when you first start doing makeup, your first colorful eye, I could bet money on it that it was a eye look with like 3 different colors, and it was like very straight, like they weren't blended into each other. It was like you put one color, you put another color, it was like stripes, like that was our thing. So now at the end here, I'm putting the color Showboat, and I'm blending that out kind of into a wing. But yes, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all remember, like, back in the day, I'm saying back in the days, like it wasn't a couple years ago, but you know, a couple years ago, how we used to like just put the eyeshadow in place, not even blend it into each other. We just used to place it there. That was a thing. And while I was doing it, this is what that reminded me of. But now, okay, we're not there anymore. We are more advanced. So I am just blending these colors into each other, making sure they blend into each other. And like I said, guys, like I've been doing this for years. However, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still learning how to perfect and blend my colors into each other, and I was never afraid, or you know what I'm saying, never afraid to tell anybody or say that, like, hey, I'm still learning. Like, yes, I've been doing this all these years, but I'm still learning. So now we finished blending out that eye, and we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the next eye. So I noticed that me blending away, I blended my eyeshadow up way too high on my eyes. Like, but you know what? Hold on on that. Hold on. I have a trick that I seen where people were taking their concealer, okay, and they were blending it downward. And this was a trick if you had blended up your eyeshadow way too high. So I was like, you know what? I've heard of this for a very long time, but I don't think I ever had to do this. Like, I probably did in the past, but I don't remember ever doing this. So I was like very scared. So I was like, okay, let me just try this, because in my mind I figured that the concealer would, you know, like mash with the eyeshadow kind of and create like this nasty chunky cakey texture. So I didn't really want to do it. I was like, well, you know what, everything is trial and error, and I show my base everything. So I was like, let me just go ahead and try it. So as you guys can see, like I was really trying my best to go ahead and blend this properly. I was like lifting that eyebrow up very, very high, and, you know, using little motions and like just doing little short motions to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe I got this. This is kind of looking good. Okay. And then I had to turn around and look at it, and I'm like, holy God, it actually worked. Let me go ahead and do the other eye. So now I'm just doing the other eye, and same process all over again, making sure I really lift that eyebrow. And as you guys can see, I started from like right underneath the eyebrow. You don't want to start from the eyeshadow and blend your way up. You want to start from the eyebrow and blend your way downward. Look at me talking like I do this all the time, and I just now started it. But yes, I noticed that that works. Okay, it gives you a nice clean finish. And with this, I kind of got carried away though. I was so happy that I got it right. So since I got carried away, I blended down a little too far, and now I needed more eyeshadow. And I also just wanted it to be blended out. I didn't want like my eyeshadow to be in a straight line or anything, you know, very harsh lines. So I took a little bit of that green color Ecstasy, and I started to blend it out over the entire eyeshadow, just to blend it out into the concealer and give it more of a, you know, very nice ombre effect on the eyeshadow. Now I'm taking my Wet n Wild priming spray along with my Fenty Filter mattifying primer. And guys, remember in the beginning of my video when I started talking about what was making my skin glow, you guys gotta tell me when I got eyeshadow on my nose, because I almost forgot to take that off. Even though this is previously filmed, you still gotta tell me. But you guys remember in the beginning of the video I was talking about how my skin was glowing. And seriously, y'all, it's because of this Wet n Wild priming spray that is packed with vitamins. Okay, it makes my skin so soft and supple, and it makes it glow. You guys know that I will not, I promise y'all, this is one thing I always promise in my bays. I will not ever promote anything to you guys that I do not use myself, I haven't been using for some time, or that I do not like. Okay, if it's crappy, you gotta go back to whoever sent it. This spray is amazing, and if you, the proof is in the pudding. Like, go to my last video and look at my skin in the beginning, and then go to this video. I had previously sprayed some on my face before the video, and you guys can see the difference in the glow in my skin. Like, it's really amazing. I love it, and you guys are going to be seeing this in a lot more of my videos. So now you already know I'm just blending out my under eye color corrector. Moving on to foundation, I'm taking my Huda Beauty and my Born This Way foundation, and this is now currently my dynamic duo. And for my returning bays, you already know what I'm about to say, but I have to repeat myself for my new bays, guys. Okay, I get new subscribers, gratitude, okay, thankful that I do, so I have to repeat myself again. I am currently on Accutane, guys, as I said previously, and you can really see in this frame right here that my face is darker than my neck and like chest area, so I had to find the perfect shade to go ahead and match that. I can't really go with my face right now, so I have to go with, you know, my chest area. And I walked into Sephora, couldn't find my perfect shade. I was like, okay, this is getting difficult. So what I had to do was buy 2 foundations, and I usually always have to do this. Like, I want it to really match. I don't want it to be one shade or half a shade off, even though if that is, it's okay. You can always fix that with like setting powder, or it just naturally falls together when you complete your makeup. And I'll probably do a video on that. Like, if it's like a half a shade off, it's okay, you can work with it. But yes, I wanted to find my perfect shade, and I couldn't find it, so I had picked up these 2 foundations, and when I mixed them together, I was like, oh my god, it's giving me the perfect match for my neck and chest area and my jawline area. So I did go ahead and, you know, buy these 2, and now this is what I'm using. I'll probably still be using it after my Accutane because I love it. Like, it gives me a very matte, velvety, but not too thick and cakey coverage, so I really like it. And the brush here that I'm using is my Instapot face brush. This is my go-to for blending out foundation. Okay, I really like it because it gives me a airbrush effect. I used to go ahead and use a sponge, but it soaks up too much product. The brush is perfect for blending out and giving you a nice airbrush finish. And now picking up my Born This Way concealer once again. I am using this to go ahead and do my highlights. And if you are one of my returning bays, if you haven't noticed, I do my triangles a lot smaller. And I've always known this. I don't know, y'all, I'm just so stubborn. I've always known that you should make them just a little bit smaller than where you actually want them to blend out, because when you blend it out, it spreads anyway. But for some reason, I just used to put it all the way down my nose, even though I knew this is what was supposed to happen. And on my nose, I was looking for like a really skinny brush, almost like a lip brush, or like an eyeliner or a lip liner brush, because I noticed that too, like when I'm highlighting my nose, I want the thinnest line, because when I blend it out, it's going to be a lot thicker. So I couldn't find it, so, you know, I just use a concealer brush. And now, speaking of the sponge, I do also use the sponge to go ahead and blend out my concealer. Even though I said I love the brush for foundation, I recently made a TikTok on this. I love the Instapot face brush, or just any dense face brush for blending out foundation. However, for concealer, I like to use a sponge. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a fan of using a brush for concealer. You know, I'm always into trying new things, so maybe one day I'll try it. But look how I'm just admiring myself because I like it. No, I was just trying to show you guys how sharp the eyeshadow was. And that's another thing. If your eyeshadow is not clean, like, you have to really trust the process. Okay, like let's say you do an eyeshadow look and you think it's kind of messy. I promise you, once you finish the look, it's all gonna fall together. So you see how me blending with the sponge, that kind of sharp edge of the sponge made my eyeshadow sharp. No tape needed. Okay, you don't need to tape your face and then pull off your dang peach fuzz by your eyes. You can just use the sponge to clean the eyeshadow right up, and it still gives you that nice sharp line. Taking my Born This Way concealer once again, along with my LA Girl Pro mixing pigments, I am doing just a little extra highlight. Again, if you are new here, I love to go ahead and draw on my triangles with a darker concealer and then with a lighter concealer, or with my mixing pigments along with the same concealer. I will create a lighter concealer and I will do what I like to call, I guess, the new highlighting method, because you know all the girls like swear by this now, but you know I like to still stick to the old method. But I was like, how can I combine the two, because I really do feel like this lifts your eye. So I said, okay, maybe taking a lighter concealer will lift the eye even more, and it does exactly that. Now this, y'all, this is like my 4th time bringing up this concealer in this video. I swear, other than the Be Perfect Carnival palettes, or Be Perfect palettes period, this is another item that has me in a chokehold. It's just so good. Like, Too Faced, holla at your girl. Thank you. I love this concealer. Look how it just blends in so good. And then even with the mixing pigments, I'm not gonna lie, I have the white one and I have the yellow one, and I was scared to mix it with the white one because I'm like, maybe it's gonna be like, you know, really ashy looking, but it's not. All it does is lighten the concealer. You can either have the mixing pigments, or you can go in with a lighter concealer and do this highlighting method. It's really simple. So yes, I'm just taking my sponge, and again, I'm making sure that, you know, I keep the sharpness of that eyeshadow. And again, I love these sponges, guys. Listen, this is the e.l.f. sponge, but there's also the Real Technique sponge that is shaped just like this, and just the corners that they provide, like it has a pointed, you know, the pointed tip, and then it also has that sharp contour tip. You can do a lot with it. Now to go ahead and set those highlighter areas, I am using my Laura Mercier loose setting powder, and I am losing this. I recently had to delete one of the audios because I just said losing. I am using one of my yellow powders. This is the yellow Laura Mercier powder, and for some reason it's looking white. Maybe I was like going crazy, and maybe I picked up the white one and I was like, ugh, but you guys know I'm gonna go ahead and fix that anyway. But I don't know, maybe I'm so used to using the Huda Beauty setting powder and the Fenty one, which is like a very rich yellow, that I forgot how light the Laura Mercier yellow one is. So I'm just going to leave that powder there because we got to get ready for the under eye. So now I'm taking my classic Fenty bronzer, and I've been using this for so long, and I want to try out new products for you guys. So I'm going to try to find another bronzer or maybe a contouring stick to go ahead and, you know, just throw some new items in my videos. And I'm just blending that out in circular motions with a fluffy brush. And now I'm like, I gotta get to my under eye, but I didn't want to use eyeshadow. So I was like, hold on, I know something that I can go ahead and use besides eyeshadow. Okay, one of my go-tos again. So I'm just packing on a little bit more of that powder because, you know, even though I'm not using eyeshadow, I didn't want anything to fall, and I'm gonna dust this away after. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And now here you guys can see I picked up a little bit of a more yellow powder. You see how more yellow it is, just to go ahead and snatch that contour. And now I'm just dusting some of that extra powder away before we go ahead and move on to the under eye area. Boom, how could I forget about my P. Louise paints? Like I talk so much about the bases, but what about the paints though? And one of these is a base. This yellow one here is a base, and the paints, they are like pigmented. How could I forget about my paints? So that's what I'm going to be using to go ahead and do my little color underneath the eye. But I did not have a yellow paint, so I did have to go ahead and use a base, and that's okay. So I just took that same concealer brush that I used in the beginning and, you know, applied it with that. and I was like, that yellow base is too yellow, so I still went ahead and put the eyeshadow at the bottom. Now with the paints, you don't have to use eyeshadow with them. They are so pigmented and they dry to the point where you don't have to put eyeshadow over it. However, since I already put eyeshadow over the yellow and I wanted it to match perfectly with the top of my eye, I was just like, so be it, and I went ahead and applied eyeshadow over the paints anyway. Like, you don't have to, but you can. It's not a crime if you use the eyeshadow on top of the paints. And now I'm taking this pretty blue one. I love this one, you guys. It's like a aquamarine, but also like a sky ocean. It's like the perfect blue, okay? But you know, I had to go ahead and I had to put the eyeshadow over it, which is fine. So now I'm just doing the other eye, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, do y'all know I was like scared to put on these bases and paints on the bottom of my eye? Why? I don't know. It's not like it was gonna fall or anything, but I was just scared. Like, if I made a mistake, these are so pigmented, so if I made a mistake and like smudge or went down too low by accident, for me to fix it will probably be a hot cakey mess, because I would probably have to go in, put concealer, and you know, under my eye is very layered, so for me to fix that would be a hot cakey mess. So I was trying very hard to focus. I had to really focus and get it together. And now I'm taking my lip liner, but which is a eyeliner. If you are new here again, hi, hello. Jay likes to use eyeliner as a lip liner because it gives me that perfect brown that I'm looking for. And I'm taking just one of my old Milani matte lipsticks and putting that in the middle of my lips. You guys know I don't like color all over my lips. And I'm taking a nude NYX Butter Gloss to go ahead and top that off. Finishing off my look, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Epic Wear eyeliner. You guys know your girl needs her wing. If you are new here, hey, Jay always needs a big bold black wing. And here you guys see me looking down a little bit because I was filming a TikTok, because somebody on TikTok recently asked me to do a tutorial on my eyeliner, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people ask me, and I forget to film tutorials on TikTok, so I was doing that for them. And it's very simple. All I do is draw the outline first, and then I just fill my wings right in. I do not curve my wing. I go straight up from the bottom of my lash line, and then I draw a smaller line connecting that all the way to the middle of my eye, and that's how I get it to be very sharp. And I'm just going to show you guys from another angle. So first I draw the line on my eyelid. I do not just connect it automatically. I first draw the eye on my eyelid, and then after that line is nice and neat, that's when I will go to the bottom of my lash line, go straight up as far as I want to go, and then to get that really sharp end, instead of connecting it to the very end of the line I just drew, I will go ahead and connect it a little bit lower so that it can give me a really sharp edge. And when it comes to black eyeliner, y'all, I really do feel like NYX has it for the liquid liner and Inglot has it for the gel eyeliners. And now finishing off the look, I'm going in with my finishing Fenty highlighter. Is so little, I need to go get another one. I'm holding on to this thing, and I'm just applying that onto my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and then you guys already know I'm gonna go ahead and also apply my eyelashes. Almost forgot to mention, I also set my face with some setting spray and went back in with my powder foundation to set my face. As you can see, we're looking more blended, okay, and more bronze, okay. So yes, this is my final look, you guys. I really do love it. It's giving me let's go to the beach. The colors, okay, the blue, the green, it's giving me very much let's go to the beach summertime vibes. I love this look and I have fun creating it, you guys. So like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every single time that I upload, okay. Also, bays, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram at jay.pierre and on TikTok at jay.pierre_. If for some reason you don't have TikTok or Instagram, I'm going to leave a list right here on the screen of every single social media platform that I have. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on each one that you have, and I will check you guys in my next video, okay? I love you guys. Bye.